right, welcome everybody. Today we're going to do a quick exercise with performance tests using executive automates. And we're going to use two applications here. There will be executive automates plus Azure DevOps to verify the load on the endpoint. We would like to see how our environment, our Dynamics Finance and Operations environment, is working under the stress, under the load test. Before we had the session, we have the session. We took a quick test to verify how does it behave. To give you an example, an overview, what we're going to do today, and we actually executed a simple job on the system, which caused the 19% of the load. Then we've executed a little bit more sessions plus that to verify how system works underneath the 25 sessions. 25 users doing some actions, and then we went up to 60, which actually closed the environment, which caused heavy waiting times and quite problematic moment on the environment. The idea about this entire exercise is actually to simulate the real life business users. So what do we do? As a first task, as a first element to perform this test, we need to create a simple test case. And we're going to start this with the creation of Predix Invoice creation just as a draft. So let's record a test case underneath the project performance test one. And I'm going to call this free text invoice creation. Of course, this can be any project, any project, and any process you would like to use. If you would like to test purchases or sales or any particular one, you simply need to set up the project because project also delivers you the endpoint. In this case, this is update 32 Dynamics F&O. And then when you have those setups, you can actually think about the processes you would like to run. It might be one process, it might be few combined, which will create a huge performance scenario. On the right side, I have Pano, and let's simply start to record it. I'm going to jump into accounts receivable, conducting new Predix invoice. So I'm just recreating the real business scenario of a particular user. Let's define descriptions. Some values on main accounts, unit price. So we will be able to post this element. Let's post this. We actually see that we have workflow here, so we're gonna continue to that point. Doing the workflow is possible, but to have this as a straight example, we're gonna limit that until the click post. So finish the process. Yes. Process is saved. I can overview this process here. I can prepare it. I can set up in here some conditionals. I can set up in here some elements dedicated for performance, but we can do this in secondary step. Even right now, it is up and ready for generation of the load test. So I can go to the scheduler. Scheduler is mostly used for scheduling the execution of tests on the specific moment of a day or over a weekend, over a week. But in this case, we're gonna use this especially for performance tests. So I'm gonna create scenario. One scenario, performance tests. Execution in parallel. And start time will be at now plus, let's say, 2 minutes. So we're gonna start 2 p.m. 8 minutes. Not recurring, simply add. Go inside, let's pick our process. So the one we just created, move it up, so it will be added to the queue. And we're gonna set up repeat count as 60. This means that system will create 60 singular executions of this specific process, because we execute process in parallel, means that we have 60 processes in parallel maximum. The efficiency of the environment is very important because every session consumes a little bit of memory. It is about 450 megabytes. And to perform huge amounts, we just need to keep in mind that the configuration needs to be aligned with our setup. The configuration of cloud where our application is hosted. I'm going to go and activate this scheduler to see here the results. We need 1 more minute. So in 50 seconds, it's going to start. In the meantime, I'm going to just proceed to the history to be ready. And here in the Azure DevOps Monitor, I can refresh because I just want to make sure that we have everything up and running. System is doing quite well right now. There is nothing big happening. We have 3 up to 5% of utilization of CPU. And speed of the hard drive, and this is the latency is doing as well very good. So of course these monitors, they are fully configurable. You can set up your own, you can set up them in your actual needs. You can build a report which will present the exact data you need. But the entire exercise is about to reveal the needs of the configuration. If we're going to reach 100% of the CPU utilization and memory, this will be a straightforward signal that we need to verify the actual configuration, because probably the environment will be not able to provide you so many sessions in parallel. We just need to wait a few more seconds. System will start in just a moment our process. Go inside, we see that we have quite a bit of sessions running in parallel. We have 2 of them with info regarding the system navigation recently used items table. That is something we're going to keep in mind. This is an element which we handle with advanced configuration of the process. But indeed, in this exercise, we don't need to be so careful. So we just can go back to the gallery here and refresh the monitors. We see right now system is picking up to 44% of the CPU utilization. At the same situation, logical disk. Let's refresh once again. And we are going up to 89% of the CPU utilization. This is quite a standard configuration of the endpoint about the dynamics. But of course, this exercise can be done on iterations. So you can set up your Dynamics Finance and Operations in one specific configuration, then run the test cases, see how much of the workforce you have still left, then do a reconfiguration, and then run once again until you're going to reach your destination point where everything will be stable on desirable number of users. Right now, system is getting the peak of 89%, and we can see that most of the test cases finished. We have some error messages regarding the duplicates, not the duplicates, but the editing the system table records. And what is important, the entire exercise was delivered on one singular virtual user, which means all of those accounts, they were done by one account set up in the Dynamics Finance and Operations. If you would like, you can set up multiple of them. So this issue, this error message, which was visible regarding using the same element in the same moment, will be quickly fixed. If you want to overwrite this and actually force the system to use virtual account, the one throughout all cases, this will be also possible. This and multiple other possibilities, performing performance scenarios regarding the stressing the endpoint of Dynamics can be delivered in multiple ways. And here and also on webinars, you can see much more. So in here, after the performance test, we have the results where starting the point, we were running the job, then we were using 25 sessions in parallel, jumping to 60, and again, jumping to 60 in parallel. And we see that system had a peak, and right after the execution, it went back to the normal utilization with 2% on average. So this was just a proof that we need to focus more on the available resources for current instance.